Hey guys, it's Ben here from Twig Cycles out of Hagerstown, Maryland, and today we're going to be checking out this 2024 Ranger XP 1000 Northstar Crew Ultimate. That's a mouthful. Quite often what we like to do here at Twig Cycles when people are purchasing machines from us and motorcycles, we like to do a full orientation. Sometimes for those of you around the world, that might not always be the case. So let's say you've purchased this brand new machine and don't really know a whole lot about it, so we're going to go over every detail on this machine as if you just purchased this unit from Twig Cycles. So I'm going to go over a couple of details on this machine. First off, the engine. This is an 82 horsepower twin cylinder fuel injected liquid cooled 1000cc motor. This machine is capable of towing 2,500 pounds worth and has a 1,000 pound bed capacity. All right, so we're gonna start right up front here. The first thing you can see, we have a nice big solid steel bumper on these machines, which is great. If you ever plan on putting a plow on one of these machines, the plow easily mounts right up to this bumper. So it actually mounts right down here on these rungs. Obviously, there's a couple different ways that you can raise and lower and angle the plow, one of which would be with your winch. This is a 4,500 pound synthetic cable winch, so 4,500 pound synthetic cable winch. This winch came on this machine being the Northstar Ultimate Edition, but your plow would essentially just mount right up to these rungs. You have to get the blade and the mount itself that goes up to these rungs. And in this scenario, the winch would be what raises and lowers the plow, and then you can manually angle the plow while it's up off the ground. Said this is a liquid cooled unit, so there's nothing crazy fancy underneath here. We do have a bus bar, but your radiator is right underneath here, and then your coolant reservoir is also underneath here. I'm not going to pull that panel up. There's nothing special or fancy. There's no storage. It's all pretty much just a bunch of wires and stuff like that. So we're going to make our way over here to this side here. This again is a crew model, so this has 4 doors. One of the cool things is really all the space that this unit has. So on this particular model, you can flip the seat up. You can throw a 5-gallon bucket in here where they have the recess, and you got all this space, and there's tie-down rings in there and stuff. And then there's also storage underneath this seat right there. So I'm actually selling this machine here today, so I was just cleaning this up a little bit, but I want to go over a little bit of what we have inside the cab. We have one storage box right here. We have another storage box right there. And then up here, we have 2 12-volt accessory outlets, and right there in the center, you can see we have a battery tender lead. So no more do you have a lead coming out of your battery, but the battery tender lead itself is built into this dash. On the left-hand side, you can see the knob for your AC settings, your climate control settings, and then of course you have air conditioning in this unit, or you can switch it over to heat. So we're heading into the fall and winter time here, so folks are probably going to be using heat a good bit. You can see there in the center, we also have our windshield wiper and the fluid button as well. This machine is outfitted with 3 different power settings. So we have performance, standard, and work. And on the far left-hand side, you have turf mode, 2-wheel drive, and 4-wheel drive. The different power modes essentially just change the power setting on the machine. So if you're working with it, you can put it in a work setting. It makes that throttle response buttery smooth. And then if you're trail riding with it with you and the family or some friends, you can put it in performance mode, and it just pretty much makes that throttle response extra snappy. We're gonna make our way into the driver's side here. This does also have a forward-facing camera there. So forward-facing camera is part of the Ultimate package. Again, this is the Ultimate, so this has the ride command setup, which I'll show you here in just a second. So we're gonna hop into the driver's side. While we're hopping in these 2 doors, because this is the Ultimate, so if this is a premium Northstar, you would have wind-up windows. This is the Ultimate, so part of that package has the push-button windows, which are only for the front. The rear doors, you do have to wind them up and down, but the 2 front doors are push buttons. So we're going to scooch in here. You can see we have our winch control right there. We got headlights right there. We have an adjustable steering wheel. And as we're making our way in here, I'm going to turn the key on and just show you this ride command display. All right, so this display right here is pretty universal. Whether you have a premium, Ranger, Razor, this is pretty universal. You're always going to have speedo, tachometer there on the right, and this digital display. Over to the right from that, we have our ride command display. So ride command, basically the way I kind of go through these settings, you have your vehicle diagnostics. So it's going to go over anything you need to know about the machine. So we have engine temperature, battery voltage, our compass right there, tripometer. We're always going to have speed right there in the center, our gear position, 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive setting, and then our tachometer there. Over from that, we're going to have GPS, which is full touch screen. So this is all basically like a Garmin or a TomTom setup, very similar. It's all touchscreen. You can use this with or without gloves. To the right of that, we're gonna have our Bluetooth settings. So you can Bluetooth your phone or headset into this unit. It's very, very simple. You just hit add phone, turn Bluetooth on in your phone, and it starts to search for your phone or headset right away. Over here is our North Star button, as I call it. It's just kind of a settings tab there. Pulls down your settings, different controls, just general settings. You can really hop into this all settings tab right there. This is going to let you customize a couple just personal features that you might want, whether it be different, if you want Fahrenheit or Celsius, mile per hour or kilometers, things of that nature. You can set your time and clock. You can set your Bluetooth if you want to eliminate a Bluetooth phone. You can do that through Bluetooth devices. You can go down here and set your equalizer, so things of that nature. And then this is pretty cool. So some of these North Star models have what they call a plow control setup installed. So if you have Ride Command, chances are in your Ranger, you're gonna have this plow control installed in the unit. So what that does, that feature, whenever it's activated, allows you to, basically as you move forward, it drops the plow. As you put the machine in reverse, it automatically raises the plow. So it's pretty cool. It's all automatic. Only whenever that you have a plow installed, you would hit yes, and at that point, if I have this activated, as I go to put it in drive, it would drop the plow for me, and as I put it in reverse, it would raise it for me. So pretty cool. We covered some of these switches here. We got two-wheel drive, turf mode, four-wheel drive, our power settings, the windshield wiper. I'll actually show you here. So we're gonna pull this down, and I'm gonna hit the wiper here, and you'll see right there. So pretty cool. Got some residue from the shipping sticker right there, but no biggie. So that just kind of buzzes through a little bit of what we have there inside the cab. I don't know if I showed you this, but we have headlights right there and our winch controls right there also. So if you've purchased one of these Ranger North Stars, it'll come with basically 4 keys. You'll have 2 keys for the Ranger itself, and then 2 keys for your doors. So these doors are lockable indeed. Put that key in there, lock that, and that locks your door. It's very simple. So again, if you've bought one of these, it comes with 4 keys, 2 unit keys and 2 door keys. As far as gas on these machines go, you do not have to run high test. It does not require high test. You can run high test in it. It's not as necessary. I get the question all the time about ethanol, non-ethanol. If you're close to a non-ethanol gas station, by all means, it's healthier for the machine. One of the things that I always recommend in one of these machines is running a fuel additive. So yes, they are fuel injected. There's a little bit less chance of the injectors getting gummed up and stuff like that, but I still recommend running a fuel stabilizer in these machines also. So as I had mentioned, this has a 1,000 pound bed capacity. 1,000 pound bed capacity. We have a very truck-like tailgate on this machine, so we just have one latch right here. Oh, sorry. Down here is your actual, if I peel that sticker off, right there is your actual rear view camera. So you can pull up the rear view camera on the Ride Command, or if you put the machine in reverse, it automatically goes to that rear view camera. I was looking in the wrong spot, but yeah, so we have a very truck-like tailgate section like that. So that just drops that down like here. You got a couple D-rings right throughout here. So there's D-rings where you can tie some stuff down. Further back here, there is some cutouts. If you want to put some buckets and tie those down as well, you can do that also. So again, 1,000 pound bed capacity, 2,500 pound towing capacity. So 2,500 pound towing capacity. This is definitely a workhorse. You have latches on the left and right hand side. So if you want to lift this bed up, you can do that. As you can see, we have a little bit of a hydraulic assistant in there. So it's not like you're muscling this thing up. There is a hydraulic arm in there to kind of assist the lift a little bit. And you can kind of see we have our engine compartment in there. Again, twin cylinder engine this is a parallel twin 1,000 cc fuel injected ProStar engine. Of course, all of your side-by-sides, with the exception of Honda, all of your side-by-sides are a belt drive, so you can see your belt drive transmission in there also. So we got a little bit of noise going on here. We got some traffic, so hopefully you guys can hear me, but I'm gonna show you the rear portion of the passenger portion of the Ranger here. So this is your, this is what makes us a crew. We have passenger accommodations here in the back of the machine. So I'm about 6'1", 6'2". Just to give you an idea what I look like sitting inside here. So there's a decent amount of leg room right there. There's cutouts here for your knees. Again, I got big feet, long legs, short torso, so my knees are rubbing a little bit, but if I sit up properly, you know, put my hands here on the grab handle, I am comfortable. So, but we have 3 seats in the front and 3 seats in the back. So there's 3 seat belts in the front, 3 seat belts here in the back also. So we have a nice, somewhat aggressive set of tires on these. The Pro Armor X Terrain tires. These are a 29 by 11 by 14. And we got a classy set of Ranger XP Polaris wheels on this machine also. And then if you follow me to the back here, as I had mentioned, we have a 2,500 pound towing capacity with the use of this hitch. There's also some rungs here, so if you want to tie the machine down using these rungs, you can do that. You know, you can. These are multiple purpose, so good to know. These shocks are also preload adjustable. So when you purchase these machines, you'll get a what they call a spanner wrench. It's a metal hook, basically. It's a tool that you'll use to set the preload on these shocks. From the factory, you can see they're set pretty soft, just good stuff to know. So in our passengers' quarters here, this seat also flips up. So you have even more storage inside the cab. Again, another spot for a 5-gallon bucket. We got 2 cup holders back there, and we have some space there that we can throw, I don't know, maybe some phone or gloves or some rope or, you know, what have you. You'll also see we have a 12-volt accessory outlet there also. So lots of space inside the cab here, lots of usable space. We have space for, you know, just kind of some general tools. We have space underneath the seat, space inside the cab, tie down buckets and what have you. And again, as I had shown you earlier, we have we got a glove box inside here. This seat flips up. Again, we're kind of just making our rounds here. So one really cool feature about this Ultimate Edition. So again, what the Ultimate comes with is the ride command, the push button windows, and this glass windshield that has the wiper and the fluid also, the wiper fluid. And this is also a tip out windshield, so I show you that here. So if you just need a little bit of you know, air on a hot day, you can flip this windshield up and just get a little bit of airflow inside the cab. So I don't recommend operating the machine at high speed with that up, but it's just nice for kind of cruising around the property and stuff like that. It's good to have, you know, most of the time around the Twig property here, we flip that sucker up. It just creates a good bit of airflow. So, but yeah, these are great machines. You can see LED headlights. We got obviously front facing camera. We have a rear facing camera in the back as well. Again, we have this 4,500 pound synthetic rope winch. And as I had mentioned, this front brush guard doubles as your plow mount. So this also doubles as your plow mount. There's little holes here throughout, and these all serve a different purpose of some sort. So whether you're, you know, throwing on some auxiliary LED headlights, you can do that. LED light bars, just things of that nature. Each one of these holes serves some sort of a purpose. And one more thing, if you want to follow me back here, if you're doing any kind of research on Polaris, you'll see the term lock and ride. Lock and ride is Polaris's, as the term, you know, notates, it's their lock and ride accessories, and that's what you'll see some of these holes are for. So we have these holes back here. All of these serve some sort of a purpose for whatever accessory, whether it be chainsaw mount, or a gun mount, or, you know, tool shovels, rakes, things of that nature. These are all for a lock and ride accessory of some sort. If you go down through the Polaris accessory catalog, there's a ton of accessories you can get for these machines. All right, so we're gonna close out on this. We pretty much did a full walk around on this brand new Ranger XP 1000 North Star Crew Ultimate Edition. As far as routine maintenance on these machines, your first service is always going to be at 25 hours. So 25 hours is your first service. At that point, just about everything gets touched. If you take your machine to a dealership, they're going to touch everything on the unit, whether it be grease fittings, spark plugs, air cleaner. They're going to check that kind of stuff. Front diff, rear diff, all that stuff gets swapped out. Engine oil and filter, all that gets swapped out. There's a lot of inspection involved, but that's just kind of the checklist that we go down through. Next service is at 50 hours, and I want to say these jump up to 100 and then 150 hours. I'd have to check the manual to be exact. But then again, purchasing from here, that's one thing that I always like to bookmark is the maintenance page. So just kind of food for thought there. But if there's anything on this machine that I have not covered, you own one of these and maybe the dealer didn't go over everything, all the features and benefits with you, please leave your question in the comments section below. I'm very happy to respond to you and answer your questions. Again, we have 24 Ranger XP 1000 North Star Crew Ultimate, and we're going to close this out. I better get back to work. I'll see you guys later.